what
I
I
think
think.
it should be more. A 1% tax, a surcharge. But if they don't do something about it, it's going to continue to compound inequality and layering new foreign wealth directly on the top of Black America's historical struggle while bypassing us entirely. They don't come here with loyalty to this country. They come here with reverence for our struggle. They don't come here to stand shoulder to shoulder with foundational Black Americans. They came to get what they can get and leave. They come here with a hustle. The hustle is use America, drain her dry, and wire the proceeds back to Ghana, Nigeria, Haiti, Jamaica, Trinidad, or wherever. That's wherever their allegiances rely. They're not economic migrants. They're not freedom fighters. They didn't face down Bull Connor's dog. They didn't march in Selma. They didn't integrate schools under threat of death. They didn't bury their sons and daughters under the boot of Jim Crow. But they want the spoils. They want Black scholarships. They want diversity set aside. They want representation. But when it's time to speak up for you, for the people who built the foundation, their standing up is gone. They vanish. They go silent. Or worse, they talk down to you. Because in their eyes, you're not a freedom fighter. They see you as a fool. They see you as a sucker for believing in this racial solidarity that they don't even have in their own home countries. A sucker for embracing this foolish Pan-African unity. While you can't even unify with your own people right here. And you want to unify with people you have nothing in common with, you don't speak the language, you don't like their food, and most of y'all think they stink. Tell the truth. And on the flip side, they call you lazy, call you ungrateful, call you violent, call you entitled. And they tell their sons and daughters to stay as far away from you as possible. And these are the people you want to unify with? You a sucker for giving them the blueprint and the benefits while they mock your culture and your history and your trauma. You a fool. They want to live here, but they don't want to live with you. They don't want to spend here. They want to invest back home. They want to benefit from your legacy without contributing to it. And if you call it out, they accuse you of being divisive. No, division started with your disloyalty. There's no cultural familiarity. There's no racial loyalty. There's only opportunism. So if you fall for this fantasy of this global Black brotherhood without accountability, because we can have global Black brotherhood, but not without accountability or respect. But if you believe the skin color alone makes kinship, well then congratulations, you're just another mark. You're just another sucker waiting to be used and discarded. Foundational Black Americans didn't survive the worst hell this country had to offer just to become the sidekicks in someone else's hustle. We must draw a line, we must delineate, and we don't need to apologize for it. Let's stop pretending that melanin alone makes us family. It doesn't. Hell, we know family will stab you in the back faster than anybody else any damn way. And most of y'all know you more in danger from getting unalived by another Black person than you are by the whitest of white people. Let's tell the truth. So when Black immigrants from Africa or the Caribbean look at you as a foundational Black America, they don't see brother or sister, they see a different tribe. They see a different nation. They see competition. And that's why they can walk past your struggle without blinking. That's why they can look down their nose at you while standing on your foundation. They don't see you as one of us. They see you as one of those Americans. And it's not some misunderstanding. It's not just cultural difference. It's tribal. And we've seen this play out across the globe time and time again. Shout out to Sage Talk Media. Think about what happened in South Africa just a few years ago. Nigerians and Zimbabweans and the Congolese were attacked and beaten and driven out by their fellow Black South Africans. Why? Because they were seen as outsiders, as foreigners who didn't belong. They accused them of taking resources and stealing jobs and flooding the market. And so the so-called Pan-African unity collapsed into violence and bloodshed. And these were Africans in Africa. Or what about Rwanda? When you had two African groups, the Hutu and the Tutsi, they descended into one of the most horrific genocides in modern history, over 800,000. They saw them as the other. You think they won't turn that same tribal lens against you if they get power over here? They're already doing it. And we make money, more money than them, and we outnumber them. You think your black skin, they don't even think you're black. Not black like them. But do you think your black skin protects you from that mindset? You need to wake up. And this is why when you try to unify, when you talk about global black solidarity, it falls flat. Because you're trying to build bridges with people who were never taught to love you. You're trying to link arms with those who see you as see your citizenship as arrogance and your existence as entitlement and your history as inconvenient. And that's the bitter truth. My dear foundational Black American brothers and sisters, you are hated not because you failed, but because you survived and because you succeeded. Because in spite of slavery, in spite of Jim Crow, in spite of redlining and COINTELPRO and mass incarceration and systematic sabotage, you are still here. And you are still proud. And you are still successful. And more importantly, you are still American. And that infuriates them. They don't want to unify. They don't want to unify with you. They want to replace you. They want the spoils of your struggle without your scars. They want access to your achievements while ridiculing your ancestors. And when you delineate and when you say we are not the same, suddenly you're divisive. No, what's divisive is their silent contempt. What's divisive is the way they cluster in corners and speak in their native tongues, marking your dialect and undermining your experience as if they weren't in this country because you made it livable. See, FBA have the wisdom to know something deeper. We can work with white folk. We can build with white folk. Okay? We can even live around white folk, but we can't fully trust them. Because at the end of the day, we've been tied together in blood, war, and labor in politics for 400 plus years. There's a brutal familiarity that we have with white people. And we know what to expect. But when these African immigrants come over here, there's no familiarity, no shared trauma, no mutual understanding, just smiles covering jealousy and accents cover contempt. And the quiet war being waged against your legitimacy in your own country. So what do? We delineate. We draw the line and say, you are not us. You can be a guest in this house, but you will never own it. We earn the deed with our bodies and our blood and our brilliance. We separate, we stand apart, we stand tall. Ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters, what we've just witnessed in this broadcast is a necessary, long overdue reckoning, a confrontation with the uncomfortable but undeniable truth. Foundational Black Americans are under siege, not just by the usual forces of white supremacy, but by those who come with familiar skin and foreign intentions. We are now facing a crisis where our culture, our legacy, and our hard-won political ground are being culturally hijacked by Black immigrants, both from Africa and from the Caribbean. Individuals who too often do not share our lineage or our historical struggle or our sense of duty to protect what we've built in this country. And we must ask the hard questions. Why do so many come here not to collaborate, but to consume, compete, and ultimately replace? We're seeing the effects everywhere, from media outlets like Essence and the Shade Room, which no longer reflect our voices or our values, to cultural spaces and economic platforms that were carved out by our blood, only to be bought out and rebranded by those who've contributed little to their foundation. This is more than just disrespect. It's cultural colonization. Pan-Africanism was once a powerful idea rooted in global Black unity. And now it's just some sort of faith-based fantasy. It's a religious-like worship. It's a idealization of Africa. But we not gonna hold Africa accountable for what it's done to us? It's a one-way street. It's symbolism. It's a sacrifice that flows one way. It left us politically stagnant and culturally exposed. And the diaspora wars and xenophobia versus accountability, we need to clarify what that is. I'm not xenophobic. I'm not being petty. This is a strategic boundary setting. I love my people. I love my foundational Black American people, and you all are trying to take advantage of us. And I have children who are foundational Black Americans. So when I say FBA first, we're not being divisive, we're being honest. We've spent decades fighting in this country only to be told by newcomers that we're too emotional and lazy and too ungrateful for opportunity we allowed them to exploit. And then after they receive the benefits of the movement, they separate themselves from us. That's when the flags come out. They're not Black like us. That's not unity. Again, that's opportunism. And if pointing that out makes people uncomfortable, so what? Let's not stop there. We also have to look in the mirror. Much of the degradation of Black American culture.
What's up? Welcome to the broadcast. This is Uncle D.
People wash their ass in the tub, Kamala Harris.
You were tuned in to Uncle D. This Black man talk. Pull up, homie, take a seat. Don't be a shadow watcher every day. You learn something, then you earn something. And let them know and drop some money in the plate. It's getting cold, ladies, talking ratchet. Lizard King here, grab your coat, zip your jacket. Keep quiet for a second, close your jaw. Attorney Spurling, this ain't pearly, know the law. Talking Constitution, pushing pins when he shooting, give him that. Masculinity, just for the record, sprinkle that. You can keep your cat, gotta cut it. Only cat he rubbing, gotta love it. I call it Molly Buddy. Gotta vote your interest, voting earns. Presidential, this is for the money that I earn. When you gon' learn, my people, that evil mixed with evil. No matter what you're doing, baby, this ain't equal. Sometimes when you're special, you get hated. The test is for the best, you're damn right, my people made it. Uncle D, Blizzard King, you been served, gotta notice. Now Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice. Now Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice. Now Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice. Now Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now.
Hey man, I'll do what I do.
Somebody need to whip your ass.
Get up and whip him, Sweets.
Hey, don't be putting the money in my hand all rough.
Take your ass out here. You buy you a Flowbee and cut your own damn hair from now on.